Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. Welcome to your spiritual truth. This video is about how to meditate. I'm going to give you 7 steps on how to meditate, what you should do from beginning to end. You will also understand how to meditate successfully. You'll have 7 steps to meditation. And in this video, you will learn how to meditate, why you should meditate, when to meditate, what meditation is, how to meditate, and why meditation leads to prayer. So let's start with why you should meditate. Meditation prepares you to hear the voice of God. It prepares your consciousness to receive the gifts of God. We meditate to hear and feel the presence of God. Meditation is a means to an end, and that end is to let the Spirit take over and do His will through you. You shall prosper in your endeavors, because the Spirit of God is within you, and it goes before you to make the crooked places straight and to make sure that you are a success. When do you meditate? Well, meditation should be done at least 3 times a day. Step 1 to meditation. Set aside a time you're going to meditate. Meditate always before leaving your home, always before bedtime, and try to find 1 moment midday to become quiet and to listen to the still small voice. To just meditate for a few minutes is great. If you can just close your eyes throughout the day, just for a second, and silence the mind, no thinking, you are in meditation. And when you do meditate in the morning, and when you do meditate before bed, give yourself at least 30 minutes. It's important to give yourself at least 30 minutes. Every meditation will be different, so don't try to duplicate the one you did the day before or that morning. The goal is to be quiet long enough to feel the presence of God or to hear His voice. Sometimes you might hear something, sometimes you might feel something, sometimes you won't. But if you have sat down and quiet your mind and get into a listening attitude, something is happening. Step 2. Read some scripture of your choice, or if you have affirmations you like to read, use one of the affirmations that you are familiar with. Use a scripture that you are familiar with, and take one of those into your meditation. Always make sure you understand what that affirmation means or what that scripture means to you. There is a spiritual interpretation of scripture and your affirmations, but as long as you understand what it means to you, that's all that matters. When you take a scripture or an affirmation, that's called contemplative meditation. You can do that throughout the day. I have a few affirmations that I use sometimes, especially pertaining to health or business. I always acknowledge the fact that God is the health of my body. So I'll take an affirmation: God is the health of my body. God is the health of my body. Or I'll take a scripture and say, God, I know it's not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit. Have a pen and a journal so you can write down what you felt happened during your meditation. Never share your meditation with anybody unless that person is totally spiritual and will not give you any negative feedback on what you told them. I really believe it's important to not share your meditation experience with anyone. Scripture says, sacredly, secretly, and silently go into prayer and go and tell no man. And it doesn't matter who you trust or who you think you trust. If they are not on the same level you're on, don't share it with them. It is sacred. Your fruits will definitely bear witness to your meditation, and that is enough. Find a quiet place in your home where you can meditate regularly, but don't meditate on your bed or while you are lying down. This is a conscious experience. You must be awake. You are listening for the still small voice of God. You are ready to feel God's presence. It's important to be consciously aware of the listening ear within you. Stay focused on what you're doing. Step 4. Turn off all electronic devices. Tell everyone in your home not to disturb you. You are meditating. You need at least 30 minutes to an hour so you can contemplate before you meditate, contemplate after you meditate, digest what you've received and what you felt. So give yourself some private time, and this is a good time to do it. Meditation is a quiet experience. It is a divine one. It is good. You are letting the Spirit take over your mind and your body because you are an expression of God, and God will take care of you when you commune. Meditation is simply Holy Communion. This is when God utters its word in you. That's why it's a private and silent experience. Be still and know in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Step 5. Dress casually and comfortably. You may sit in a chair or sit on the floor. Just don't lie down. Make sure you're sitting up with your spine straight. Now, what I will suggest at this time, take about 3 to 4 deep breaths. Feel the air go into your lungs, into your diaphragm. Hold it, and then let it go. Now you can sit down. Sit up straight, spine straight, not stiff. You can be a little relaxed. Just try to sit with your spine straight. It's okay if you have to relax a little bit. Sitting with your spine straight, it does make a slight difference on the fluids flowing through your spinal cord. It's a powerful thing. Now, close your eyes. Step 6. Say your scripture or your affirmation. You can also visualize a pleasurable experience, something you enjoy, and feel good about it. Get that good feeling inside you. Get that feeling of joy and peace. Step 7. Let the scripture go. Let the affirmation go. No thinking, no visualizing. Now you're entering into the silence. This is where you're making a connection with the Spirit of God, and this is prayer. You don't have to say a word. Your connection with God is all you need to do, but not by might nor by power, but by the Spirit of God in the silence. Prayer is when God utters its word. The word will always manifest in your world as whatever you have need of, because God knows what you have need of, even before you ask. God is expressing itself as you. You are an individual expression of God, and God knows what you have need of. That's why this is the most important part of your meditation. It's being quiet and just sit there and listen. Now, thoughts will come. Just let them come and let them go. Don't entertain them. They will be good and they will be bad, but it doesn't matter. It is the past. The past has no power over you. It's dead. It's gone. If the thoughts continue, you just continue to ignore them. It can get to a point where you need to stop your meditation. If you feel agitated, if you feel like the thoughts are overwhelming, fine. Or if someone is making noise and you can't concentrate, you can get up. It's time to get up. It's time to stop your meditation. You can always come back 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes from then, and then Start over again. Focus on listening, but don't do any thinking. Don't let anything disturb you. The things that we believe have power over us. Nothing has power over you. God is the only power, and God manifests Himself as you. God is your Father. Your Father knows what you have need of, and God would always be there to take care of you. I look at God as someone. Well, I look at my mom as an example of what God is. Even though God is beyond what any parent can be. Look at a baby. Just look at a baby in a mother's arms or a father's arms. They have no need at all. They get fed at the right time. Their diapers are changed at the right time. They have no worries at all. They're just resting in their mother's arms. And that's how we are to be with God. When you go into your meditation, just rest in God's bosom. Rest with the awareness God knows your needs. Like a mother knows her child's. Everything is provided for the child even before the child is born. Remember, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. When we meditate for peace and harmony, for love, for joy, for the presence of God. That's why it's so important not to think about things that you want. You are not going into meditation to get anything. You are going to commune with the Spirit of God within you in the silence. Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. I'm Andrea, and I thank you. Will you meditate with me, please? Thank you.